Hello everyone, welcome back to the IndieGeekGuy channel. We're back with Black Sails. Last time on, we discovered that Flint has gone down a spiral into just pure rage. It seems like he has been completely torn up by well, the death of Mrs. Barlow, yes, but also the fact that there's no one there to calm him, to talk to the real him who understands who he actually is underneath this persona that he's put on, and now that persona is seemingly just taking over, and he's inciting fear for the sake of it because he's enjoying taking out his rage, but also it serves a purpose to keep all the British government aligned islands off their backs, and is putting them off from punishing pirates with like capital punishment and stuff like that. So it's serving a purpose, but it isn't the most healthy thing. He is definitely spiraling down. John Silver can see that. He tried to have words for him last time, but I feel like this is going to be a season-long arc for the two of them, trying to figure each other out, figure what's best for one another. Is John Silver going to just get to the point of, this guy's too dangerous for any of us now? Are we going to have to do something about this? There's plenty of directions that could all go in. Eleanor has seemingly made a deal to stop herself from being hanged to help the new governor of New Providence Island, and hey, I need help, I need some knowledge. You've got that knowledge, come with me, we'll get rid of your sentence, and all you have to do is just get me there and know what I'm up against when I get there. So we'll see what happens with that. Vane and Jack are concerned because they know that they're in a predicament right now. They've got an island that belongs to the British technically, and it is full, stuffed to the rafters with stolen Spanish gold, which is a precarious situation to be in, and Vane, for the first time in a while, is sort of worried, and he can feel a fear that he has not felt for quite some time coming back over him, and he doesn't quite know what it means or what shape it's going to take, and it's coming. We'll just have to wait and see on that as well. There's a lot of things where they're setting a lot of things up, they're throwing up a lot of balls in the air, and this season's just going to really let them come down at a pace, and then one will probably go whoop over here and you won't see it coming, and then, you know, it'll be a whole thing. We also got what I believe to be Blackbeard. I don't think they ever actually said his name, Blackbeard, but he is on the island now. He's looking for Charles Vane. Clearly they know each other. Clearly that's going to be a thing, and we'll see. I imagine Blackbeard will be making a power play of some description. It's just a matter of seeing what the fallout of that is going to be. So lots of things happening. Season 3 has gotten off to a good start, and let's see where it goes next. But before we jump into the episode, please remember to hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy the reaction and the review that happens afterwards. Maybe consider subscribing as well so you don't miss any future videos. All of that helps the channel out, helps me out, helps me know you like the videos, all that good stuff. There's also a Discord server. There's a link down in the description for you guys to go hang out, talk about movies, TV shows. There's a Black Sails tab in there as well, so you can talk about your own thoughts and feelings about it, and also commentate about what I've been saying about the show without me looking at it, because I'm not looking at that tab until I've finished watching the show. But that is everything. Let's jump into this next episode, shall we? I'm getting dream sequence vibes from this. They're meant to be heading into a storm, aren't they? Yep, dream sequence. I can't read lips. I can't read lips. I bet that's going to be important though, whatever she's miming. What the hell? I look like a giant flower. A little bit of a glimpse into Flint's madness, a little bit maybe? Or some sort of greater meaning vision? Who knows? We'll find out, I'm sure.
If we enter that storm under full sail, it may become impossible to take the canvas in.
If he sees us slow, if we show him the least sign of weakness, it'll only encourage him to press on and finish the job.
Yep. People keep getting stuck between impossible situations in this show. Well, it's either suicide or we let someone else kill us. I say we go out on our own terms.
Accept the pardons with full intent not to honor it, rather than face what we now face. The men, I understand. Flint had them exactly where he needed them. Angry, resentful, afraid. He had me there. And that is not supposed to happen.
It's been around these people too long, John. It's starting to rub off on you. But he, to be fair, has been involved in this whole thing, so maybe what Flint said made some sense to him on an emotional level.
Every ship at sea, every man contracted, every penny lent. I am personally answerable for all of it.
Don't mess up then.
What in God's name did you spend 500 pieces on in 2 days' time?
I lost it. Lost it as in I had it in a sack and I put it down, and when I came back to pick it up, it weren't where I put it.
What the?
Lost.
They're gonna slap you around the head. What were you thinking?
You know as well as I do that so long as that gold is sitting in the belly of that fort, we are doubly exposed.
What are you suggesting?
That we exchange it. As much of it as possible.
At least she's telling him all this. I highly suspected she was going to keep this entire plan to herself. So I'm just kind of grateful that she's being open about it to him. Oh god, I do not want to be up here, Billy. It's not a good place to be. What's the plan here, though? Do they just go through it, or do they turn back round? Like, what's the big old play here?
Get those figures up! He's not coming down!
That's not good. That ain't good. Oh, Jesus. They did a good job, like, with making this look deadly. Because it could easily not look very good, but they're selling it.
His name was Edward Teach.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, I isolated him from all of his former allies until it was just him and his protege.
But the protege turned.
Yes.
That'll be Vane then.
And once he'd sided with me,
That would be Vane.
choice, but
He was like, yeah, I'll team up with you, Eleanor.
my credibility
Basically,
in the beach was
he was smitten.
What was it?
Good shot, Charles. Jesus, he wasn't even looking. Fight, 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 fight. Yeah, I figured as much.
Good to see you, old friend.
He's playing some mind games. That's his plan here.
Force me out. Not the story you've been telling yourself all this time.
That's how I remember it.
Well, I remember a young man's poor judgment, which forced me to choose between killing him and walking away and letting him live. Not quite the same thing. If you think I've been sitting around waiting for an apology all this time,
Charles.
I don't know what to tell you. Smells differently than I remember.
So, money. I smell money.
Let's go.
Everyone, hide! Let's do something! Hide from the giant wave! Oh, jeez! That was visceral. That was visceral. Oh my god! Oh my god! I was like, how did he hold on? Jesus! But it wasn't to be. Oh no, no, no! That not good. Everything that could be going wrong is going wrong right now. Don't do things by half on this show. If something goes wrong, everything goes wrong. It'll be painful for everyone. Someone will probably die. Is he just going to cut that? Is that the plan? Oh, this is going to be bad for them up there. Oh, Jesus. Ugh. I don't think he had a choice, though. I don't think he had a choice. At least he did it, and he didn't, like, order someone else to do it.
And it settles you. It shows you the places you've been. Look. The people you've loved. It doesn't sound so bad.
Oh, this is awful. This is awful. This is awful. Yeah, this... Oh, that's horrendous. Oh, John's not gonna let us go. I think Billy and John are gonna be like... not on best terms with Flint after this.
found that at the inn by the bar.
Oh, I know. Mr. Warren misplaced it yesterday.
Nope. That one we found in the privy yesterday.
Oh my god.
This is the new one he was dispersed today.
What the hell is this guy doing?
Jack. Rack.
That's my name.
You were the scrawny one. Who's trying. Flint, I can understand. But this is your third partner.
Jack took the...
Jack's face.
We hear you're taking on new men. We'd like to join you.
When I was a young man in this place, there was a settled notion that in order to join a crew of any repute, you had to prove his worth. 2 men, evenly matched, bare fists.
You want us to fight each other for this?
Strife makes a man strong. For if a man...
Oh, they're out there doing it. They actually are out there doing it. The problem we're facing is that Jack is in a situation where he's given the island everything they could want, and now they've gotten complacent. Blackbeard's rule is also not ideal for the opposite end of that scale.
Head off now! Close as you can! Captain, this is bad!
Yeah? Yes, it is!
Billy, make it so!
Oh my god, he's turned to Captain Picard.
I've news to relay, sir, but first I'm sorry I must address a rumor I've heard since my arrival here about a fugitive that you've made a part of your endeavor.
Oh, he's gonna be so pissed.
Jesus.
I would introduce you. From what I understand, you're quite familiar.
I engaged Captain Flint as promised. I pressed my advantage and drove him already battered into a tempest. Captain Flint is dead.
I think you're jumping the gun a little bit there, my friend. I don't think he's dead at all. He's gonna like raise from the ashes like a phoenix. A really pissed off phoenix. I wish I could read lips. Oh, like, it would be really helpful. And there's that giant flower creature again. It's a little bit like a xenomorph. Well, that's creepy. That'd be creepy.
Most of the fresh water was lost to the flooding in the storm. Of food that could be salvaged, we have a few days.
How far to the nearest coast? At our current speed, about 3 times that.
This is a sticky situation once again. Are we just going to be trapped at sea most of the season with these guys? Is that what we're doing? Probably not the best place to be trapped with a guy who's slowly losing his mind. Just out in the middle of the ocean. Alrighty, there was a lot of visceral moments in that episode. Like, the whole storm sequence I thought was really well done for, like, television. And, you know, presumably by this point they have a bigger budget for season 3, but still, it's still television. You're still trying to do movie-scaled, like, events on a TV budget and production. And, you know, it looked really impressive here, like, especially the moment where the whole ship leans over and, like, the bit that Billy and the other guy are hanging onto dunks into the water and comes back out again. That was really, you know, that strong stuff is all really well done. And then obviously the drowning of the guy as John watches, it was visceral for a completely different reason. Like, it's not a pleasant experience to be viewing that as it happens. And you know, it's all really well done, well performed by everyone, and, you know, well directed and stuff. So that's the big takeaway from this episode, just looking at that stuff. It's, you know, it feels, you know, part of it is because we've spent so long with these characters at this point that you're really attuned to how they might be feeling in those moments. And especially with, like, John Silver, who's come such a long way from when we first met him, and now he is so invested with these people and wanting things to, like, be done right by them and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's emotive and it works. So well done to Black Sails to continuing being as good as it is. In terms of the story beats, it's, you know, it's progressing in the way that I expected to. No big turnarounds or revelations. It's still kind of set up stuff at this point where, you know, Teach is coming in, swinging his beard around and sort of saying, this is how it should be. Basically, he's the old guy who's like, back in my day. That's basically who he is. at this point, and you know, his ideal of what Nassau should be is kind of what Vane used to think it should be. Vane seems to have leveled out on this playing field of what he thinks Nassau should be, where he's kind of gone half and half with what Flint's vision for Nassau was and what his own was. He's like on that middle ground, whereas Teacher's coming and says, no, we should go back. We should go back to this time where we were, you know, fighting in the streets to get onto crews, and, you know, everyone earned their passage through violence and survival, and you know, something that isn't really that sustainable. It's basically what he's getting at, but, you know, he believes that's the way it should be for whatever reason that may be. But on the opposite side of that, the way Jack is currently running things is people have got complacent. They don't want to work because we're free. We don't have to do what you tell us to do, even if you do pay us. I mean, you know, it's this mindset that could do them a lot of damage if they get invaded, which seems to be where we're going. Like, we have a slow approaching fleet with this new governor and Eleanor on the way, and, you know, they're looking to take over, and he's not just looking to take over via force, but also through knowledge and that kind of stuff as well. So, you know, it's on the horizon, it's coming, and I think it's going to be a case of who's going to win out for that defense, who's going to have the better plan. And I'm fascinated to see, hopefully, you know, at the moment it seems like Flint and the crew are stuck out at sea, and maybe that's where they're going to be for the bulk of the season. I don't know. It's interesting that like Flint's arc for this season seems to be him dealing with the grief that he's holding on to with the loss of Mrs. Barlow and what that means to him, and also the loss of his sort of true self and what that means to him. And to isolate him out in the ocean is an interesting story beat to explore that, rather than have him trying to go about what his like day-to-day would normally be, with him going out on raids, going to Nassau and dealing with stuff there. No, we're just going to isolate him with the people who are, you know, quote-unquote closest to him at this point, with Billy and John Silver and his crew. So, and we'll see where it goes. I don't know if it's going to turn into another mutiny situation where people have enough of his madness or turn against him, or if there's going to be an endeavor by Billy and John to turn him back round to the man that they need him to be. Because I think they still know that if one person can make their future secure, it is the Flint that they knew. But at the moment, the Flint that they knew is buried under the surface of anger and rage. So I don't know, I think it sort of is falling to those two in particular to maybe find a way to bring out the old Flint that they knew, or find some other version of that Flint. So that's an interesting thing. It's interesting that they are going to be stuck together seemingly, and seeing how that goes. It was interesting seeing how Vane's reaction was to you know, let's say Blackbeard's like ideas for what this place should be, because he seemed like tempted by it, but at the same time I think this experience of the past, however long it's been since we've known him, is sort of telling him that he knows that that isn't the way to go. He's learnt from first-hand experience that that is only ever going to bite you in the arse eventually, and that you need something more sustainable to actually survive. So it'll be interesting to see the two of them sort of having that out a little bit, because they seem to have a mutual respect for one another. They also have expectations of one another, and their own experience seems to be clashing with each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, if Vane is going to fall into his old ways, if he's going to be able to get Blackbeard more on his side, or if there's just going to be a splinter once again through Nassau, who some people are going to be like, no, we want to do it the Blackbeard way, no, we want to do it this new way that we've set up. And who knows, like, I see there being some more infighting on Nassau before the end of this. I do hope we get to see Flint and Blackbeard together, though. I assume we will do, because I feel like that's going to be a big moment, but I expect that will probably happen towards the end of this season. Honestly, I feel like that will be sort of a big lead-in for what comes next more than anything. So I'm excited for that meetup, but I don't know how soon it's going to necessarily happen. The other thing was the Eleanor and the new governor talking. It seemed to imply that maybe the name she gave him was Vane's. Like, that seemed to be the implication when they had that conversation on the boat there. That once she said his name out loud, he got everyone to clear out of the room, and he wanted more information about him. So that seems to make me feel like maybe that's who she actually wrote down, other than my outlandish theory that she wrote down Max's name just because I wanted to be outlandish, I suppose, and I thought I'd be clever and maybe think outside the box about it, but it's probably Vane. It makes probably a lot more sense. Based on that scene, it's sort of leaning more towards Vane. But as I say, the chess pieces are moving towards their destination, and it's still investing. Like I say, this episode was very visceral. It felt like anything could go wrong. Like, if someone could get injured, someone could die at any moment. You know, I was actually slightly dreading that we were going to lose Billy again to the sea, because it felt like that could be a possibility at that moment. Thankfully, it didn't happen. But yeah, I'm interested to see where we go moving forward. I'm especially interested to see this kind of, maybe kind of more bottle isolated kind of episode next time, with Flint and the crew stuck out at sea, maybe, if that's what we do. But yeah, interested still, fascinated still very much invested, and Black Sails continues to be very, very good, basically. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me know you liked it. Also, consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos, and then you won't miss any future Black Sails, which is also good. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one.